Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am Rob Gustafson, and I am very pleased to welcome all of you to ManyQuest. ManyQuest is a role-playing game shared with all of you. By watching this, you are already a participant if you choose to be. This is a game where the entire event will unfold before you. The decisions that will be made and the direction of the story will be yours and yours alone. I only will be a spectator. There will be the narrator, there will be the character, there will certainly be enemies abounding. But the person writing the story, and the main, is you. By leaving your comments below and what you would like to see the protagonist do, that is how the story will unfold. Not by my narration alone, but by what you choose and your fortunes. I hope that you enjoy ManyQuest, and I welcome you to test your skills and your role-playing ability alongside the rest of the viewers. Thank you for joining. I am OmnusI. I am the story weaver. I will bring your game to life. You will play by responding to these narrations in the comments. Every time your vote is overlooked, your next comment gains more strength until eventually your answer is chosen. Let us begin. Imagine yourself in a world full to the brim with magic. Portals come easily to this world. The membrane between this one and many others is paper thin. As a result, things frequently get pulled into this world by mere happenstance. Cosmic certainties that allow the unexpected or the practiced to step between the bounds easily. This world is an old world that has been through many ages. Wonders dot the landscape of fallen empires, victorious conquerors, mighty wizards. Magic has always been at the forefront of this world, and as such it has developed differently from that which we call our own. In this world, magic is the technology. But in this current age, culture has flourished to the point where they are approaching very near our own. Many of the kingdoms and lands are in a state of peace, which is enforced by ancient edict, by powerful magical constructs preventing nations from slaughtering each other. Monsters, likewise, have also been suppressed but preserved by magical means. More about these wonders will be detailed as we go. Imagine yourself in a kingdom. Though only a kingdom in name, in the role of nations, it still bears the name of Ilhasli. But in truth, the guilds cast down the king centuries ago. This guild city and the land surrounding it are a place of great wealth and power. Preserved by the forced peace, it has not known war in these hundreds of years. And the guilds control all. Almost all facets of life are touched by the guilds in one way or the other. All people of any great repute are either those prominent in the guild or who dwell within its shadows. In this case, there is great profit to be made, both as one who is known for their place within a guild, and one who has the possibility of bouncing between the powers and scratching a name for themselves out of relative anonymity. Enter our protagonist, Dirk Casterly, itinerant bard. Traveler between nations, he has finally arrived here in Anhasley. He comes to the town, seeking his fortune, and finding life to be relatively easy for a wandering entertainer. There are always folk who want news of the lands outside of their own, and people who want their burdens lifted for a time with a good story. Dirk does quite well for himself, becoming an underground success, although he never joins any of the guilds of entertainers. Dirk, one time at the Drowned Harpy Inn, stumbles across a woman. She seems shunned by all within. None come to socialize with her, although she is quite comely. Dirk spends an hour or so in pleasant conversation with her before she looks at the door, gasps, and departs suddenly. Dirk is confused. Dirk is then set upon by brigands, who disarm him and roughly take him out of the harpy, to the bewildered looks of those around him, although not without some knowing nods. Dirk is roughly ushered into a palatial mansion. This certainly is not the place where Dirk would have expected to go under such treatment, before he is brought before another personage.
Oh, Casterby. You thought you could hide from the guild. With your shabby clothes, your 2 silver sword, and a flute that not even a child would touch. Unfortunately, you have seen with my daughter the gravest of sins. For that you will be punished. You've proven yourself to be a jester in life. For that you can entertain the masses with your death in my dungeon. Take him away!
This man is known as Visuul Teraj. He is the guildmaster of thievery and vice in the city, and as a result has incredible wealth, broad-reaching power, and the ability to have people die on his order. He is known to have a great dungeon that he has built himself and filled it with all sorts of traps and monsters. He makes it possible for the people under his services and those who enjoy a certain jaded entertainment to observe as he puts people into the dungeon to test their lives with the possibility of wealth, freedom, and a guarded measure of fame. It is not a place, though, for an entertainer such as Dirk, usually. But it looks as if he's about to have his chance. What do you say to that, Dirk?
Hello, friends. Dirk Casterly here. And don't mind telling you, we're in a bit of a pickle here. I don't like the looks of these guards. Those crossbows look like they've been freshly polished, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we got kind of a rough gig. But we've seen some bad times before. This dungeon does not sound like my kind of thing, but maybe with your help we can get through this, eh? By guild law, if we can get out of the dungeon, he has to give us a pass, at least for the time being. So, and there's a way out. There's always a way out. The dungeon is tough but fair. I think we can make it, but it'll be up to you to help me. I need you this time. Give us your best shot, will you? Thanks.
Dirk is not to go into the dungeon completely unequipped. He has brought certain things with him which may prove useful. I would advise you, as the players of this game, to consider what he has, and make your decisions accordingly. Relying on his gear, or understanding its limitations, and attempting not to rely on it, as you see fit.
This is Dirk's gear. His sword, such as it is. A few bars of alchemically treated grain, each bar good for one meal of nourishing food, if not exceptionally filling. his flute, the sign of his office, his backpack, which helps to defray the weight that he carries, and some few coins gleaned from his stay so far in the city. The sword, the food, and the flute all are rated at D4 effectiveness. The backpack is rated at D6 effectiveness for carrying and distributing the weight. The coins could possibly be used at a D4 in wealth for purposes of bribery or some such, but too small to rely on repeatedly for wealth as far as making extra purchases. This is what Dirk will be taking in with him, aside from the clothes on his back. This is what you have to consider when making decisions for what Dirk can do with the things that he has.
I had to sell my good sword when I came into town. Fell in some rough times. But everybody in this town has a sword, so I got one from Dale's Cheap and Easy. And I ain't proud of it, but it might be enough to get us through a fight, at least till we can find something better. The dungeon is known to have resources and treasures and stuff. Maybe we can find something in there. Certainly can't be worse. Yeah, as far as the backpack's solid. Had it for a while. It's a good traveling companion. The money don't go very far, and I don't know if anything inside can be bribed or bought, but yeah.
Here we have Dirk's character sheet. Appropriate for dice file. His name, Dirk Casterly, and his basic dice pool, his abilities. Socializing at D8 level. Swords at D6 level. Humor at D6 level. And lore and history at D6 level. He has an 8-sided die, 2 6-sided dice, and 3 4-sided dice in his dice pool. For more information on how these are used, please go to the Character Witness dice file, also on this channel. In addition to that, he has his gear dice. He has a 4-sided die and a 6-sided die to encompass the types of gear that he has.
Our adventure begins as Dirk is brought down a dank, dark set of stairs. Directly in front of him and behind him are guards armed with torches. Behind, men with crossbows, leaving no doubt about Dirk's fate should he try some foolhardy escape. You know what Dirk is equipped with. He has no chance against hardened warriors at this state. The stairs eventually end in a chamber. The floor and walls are made of a dark gray stone that glistens wetly. Directly ahead of him, you see the doorway. It is an ugly doorway shaped in the face of a golden demon. This is but one of the many entryways into the dungeon. Perhaps this one reserved for those who have sparked the King of Thieves' ire? If that's the case, Dirk's chances don't look so good. Hopefully you can help.